This screencast is going to be the second part of settings. It's going to go over the next section, section 2. So I'm going to go ahead and click in the settings, and this time I have the sections from notifications down to screen time. So I'm going to first click in notifications and let you know that notifications are those things that come through when you are working on something and all of a sudden it gives you an update on something. So for example, I get a lot of notifications on ESPN because I follow and I have set for the Phillies and the Flyers and the Eagles and Penn State football and all things Philadelphia on the east coast of the part of the state. So anytime something goes up with ESPN, I get a notification of that. Other things may be an app is updated or somebody starts following you on Twitter if you have a Twitter account, those types of things. And notifications most likely come from the top, so I can swipe down from the top and see notifications, and you can see right now I don't have any older notifications available. So I'm going to go ahead and click my home button, click back into my settings. All of these different apps that are here, I can go ahead and I'll give you an example. So FaceTime, if I click on that arrow over to the right, right now I'm allowing notifications, and I'm allowing them on my lock screen, my notification center, and also banners. So that means no matter what state my iPad is in terms of I'm using it, I'm not using it, it's in lock mode, it's still going to give me a notification. There's a sound there that I can change if I wanted to. If I don't want notifications for FaceTime, I can toggle it off just like that, and notice all the different settings go away. So that is how all the different notifications work, and you can turn them on or off if you'd like. Let me give you one more example. If I go to messages, maybe I don't want them for the lock screen, so I can turn that off. Maybe I don't want banners, I just want them in my notification center. And then I can come here to my sounds, and I can pick all these different sounds. And there's ringtones, and if you purchase ringtones, they would be there as well. So download all purchased tones if I wanted to. I can go to the tone store and download them for usually 99 cents or whatnot. So again, that's personal preference if you want notifications or not. The next part of this section is sounds. So sounds, you can see I have turned all the way up for my ringer and alerts just because I like that. For my ringtone, if somebody's calling me, I can change that. My text tone, calendar events, reminder alerts, AirDrop. Now, the one thing that is turned on that drives me absolutely nuts that I would request that you turn off is keyboard clicks. Because that means if I'm typing on something, every click I do, you hear that annoying clicking sound. So that's there. I have turned on lock sound so that when I know my iPad goes to lock mode, that it's there. So that's just the different sounds, and you can play with those as you need. Next is Do Not Disturb. You can turn off or on Do Not Disturb. This means that all notifications when your iPad or your iPhone are turned in Do Not Disturb, you will not get any notifications, you won't get any calls, texts, any of those things. You could also schedule Do Not Disturb. So at 10 o'clock at night, my iPad's going to go into Do Not Disturb, and it's going to go come back on into life at 7 a.m. if I wanted to do that. And then these are just a bunch of different settings. So you can see here when it's on Do Not Disturb and I allow phone calls, I can say that everyone or no one. On my phone, I can say my favorites, or I can specify certain people, so I always have my wife on there just in case. And I also have my kids on there now since they both have phones. And then this is also a great feature, repeated calls. If somebody calls within the next 3 minutes, it disturbs that Do Not Disturb so that the phone call actually does come through, so in case there's an emergency or whatnot. So that's the Do Not Disturb. And then the last thing is screen time. And this you can turn on or off if you'd like. You can just simply scroll down to the bottom and turn off. This basically gives you a weekly report on the different things that you're using on your iPad or your iPhone, how often you're using them, and it kind of just lets you know. So you can see here on Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. Friday I've been up a little bit compared to my average where that green dotted line is there. And then you can click the arrows to the right. So for downtime, I can click this and I can schedule downtime so that I'm not allowed to play with any apps during it. So that's a good thing if you have kids. You also have app limits. So you can add a limit to how long they're actually on it each day or night. So that's a newer feature as well. So if you have children at home that use iPads, that's something to think about. So there we have notifications all the way down to screen time for this part of settings. The next one's going to be the long one. That's going to be general all the way down to privacy.